Blog and Cookies, a blog authored by Jack Scalfani. July 24th, 2012. My Shark Tank Story. So where do I start? I know. Let's start at the part where I thought I could get on the Shark Tank. My goal was to submit an application to Shark Tank, the show on ABC. I was going to resubmit once a week until I got notified that they wanted me on the show. Well, they did notify but it was to tell me to stop submitting after my 7th submission. So I stopped and waited. 2 weeks later, I get a call that Shark Tank is interested in me and the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste. So I get to speak with the casting department of the show, and they ask me a gazillion questions. That all went well. Then the producers of the show call me and ask for product samples. It seems the jars of sauce that I mailed to the casting department never made it to the producers. What a shock. So I send another package of 8 jars to the producers. They loved the sauce. Then I am asked to fill out a 25-page contract with the show that says a few interesting things. One, if I strike a deal with the Sharks, then the production company of the show gets either a 5% equity in my company or a 2% royalty on my product that I am pitching, and they get this amount as long as the product or company exists. 2, if I speak about this to anyone before air date, it's a $5 million fine. 3, if I strike any deal with any of the Sharks within a year of the air date, then the production company gets the above choice. So now I have to keep my mouth shut and I have to reevaluate my pitch. I can't allow the Sharks to get more than 44% of the company if the production company is getting 5%. This is for fear of the Shark and the production company combining their shares to sell the company out from underneath me. So I told the producers that I wanted $100,000 for 20% of my company, and in my head I was willing to give them as much as 44%. The producers had me film my pitch and send it to them. They loved it. Here is the video. Great. Now I just need my film date. The producers told me I'd be filming in July, so the producers and I practiced every week on my pitch, and I nailed it every week. Then the producers asked me tough questions like the Sharks might ask to see how I would answer. I passed that with flying colors. The last thing the producers asked me was, this is just hypothetical, but if Mark Cuban offers to buy your entire company, what would your price be? I answered $4 million, without missing a beat. They were surprised I had such a firm number in my head. I told them that has been the price since the day I started 12 years ago. So a few weeks go by, and then I am told they have pushed me to the September filming group. Okay, I am patient. I will start practicing my pitch at the end of August and strike a deal with the Sharks in September. At this point, I have no doubt in my mind that I will get a deal or get bought out when I get on that show. I am sure they will realize that I have many promising factors that will make my sauce number one. In fact, in my back pocket, I was keeping the information about my Walmart meeting. I am going to be meeting, God still willing, with Walmart in the fall about taking my sauces nationwide. The other thing I was holding in my back pocket was that I have the Cooking with Jack show that promotes my sauces in over 95 countries, and I have been seen over 8 million times. I would only tell them about these promising aspects if it looked like the Shark deal was falling apart. Now, let me tell you about what happened today. I am getting my hair cut at Mount Zion Barbershop, telling my barber Scott that I have some big things coming and that God's will be done. I tell Scott that if God doesn't want me to have what's coming, he will take it away from me. Not 2 minutes after I said those words, my cell phone rings. It's the producers of Shark Tank calling. They tell me that they are sorry to inform me, but the show is cutting a lot of the September people and that I would not be going on the show. Now comes a really long, awkward silence. Since I am no longer on the show, I can inform my barber Scott of what just happened. His jaw hit the floor. Poor guy didn't know what to say. I tried to keep a smile on my face as long as I could, until Jack Jr., sitting in the barber chair next to me, said, "What happened, Dad?" Now the lump in my throat had erupted. My heart hurt, and my brain started screaming in my head to hold it together and be a positive example for your son on how to behave when you lose. So I told Jack Jr. what happened and said that I was okay. Jack Jr. then said, "Sorry, Dad." I replied, "As long as I have you in my life is already heaven." I drove straight home and went to this blog to share with everyone what just happened. I started typing this blog post hoping it would help me get over the pain of rejection. I am now done typing. It didn't help. Update, December 14th, 2012. I flew out to Walmart and met with them in Arkansas. They flipped over all my sauces and I will be going into Walmart starting April 2013. I will be in California Walmarts to start. I should get at least 100 stores. Then, if it does well, I get to grow across the USA. I am very happy, and it all turned out for the best. Thank you, God. You know better than I do what's best for me. Update, March 22nd, 2013. My first and biggest order ever just shipped out to Walmart. I will be in 180 stores on the West Coast. I will be on shelves the week of April 7th. Here is a list if anyone cares. Thank you, God, for your will being done. Update, July 30th, 2015. So I was asked to appear on a show called West Texas Investors Club. The new show launches on CNBC August 4th at 10 p.m. Not sure what episode I'm on. Funny thing is, 1 week after I signed to do this show, Shark Tank calls me to invite me back to appear on the show. I turned them down and went with this show because they reached me first. That is just how I work.